Hey YouTube, this is zooLert Official, and today we have a very special video review. Right here we have the Microchargers race set. As you can see, we have everything set up right here. I will get into all the details, the assembly, and the instruction manuals later. Now, in my opinion, this is probably one of the cooler sets that I've seen all year. Now, the reason I say that is because they're just very, very entertaining. Now, if you guys haven't heard the saying, bigger is always better, not sure if that saying is still around, but I don't agree with that just for the set. Now, the reason I say that is because if you don't already get the hint in the name, Microchargers, these are miniaturized racing cars that are about half the size of my thumb. Now, my thumb is pretty small, like normal size, so I would say that these are maybe an inch, maybe less, depending on which design you get. So they are very, very small. Now, you'd think that they're easier to break, but in reality they are actually very, very sturdy. And what I like about them being so small is that they can actually pick up a lot of speed. Now, I tried to imagine them being a little bit bigger, and I tried to see how that would work out, I guess all in my head. In my opinion, I don't think it'd be very nice. I'm very glad that the company kept it small because that it just makes everything a lot more entertaining. Now, on the box it says 600 miles an hour scale speed. Haven't tested it, don't know. Hopefully they do go around that. It would be really, really cool. Now, moving on, right here, the set itself comes with 2 Microcharger cars. But, of course, there are a ton of cars that you can collect. Now, each car is under a different company, which was very, very creative. So, not every car is just made by one different company. I thought that was a very unique twist. Now, the set also comes with an instruction manual. It's super, super easy to follow. I mean, I had no trouble whatsoever. A lot of visual pictures, of course, so if you don't feel like reading it, you can just pick up on what the pictures are telling you to do. In the front, of course, you have your contents. Each of them are labeled. And right over here, they give you a couple of cards. Nothing too special. I mean, it's just the cars that you get, an extra fill-in piece. And right here you just get some cards that explain the ability of the car. Very, very nice touch. Nothing too special. And now we will move on to the set itself. So right here we have the Microcharger remote and the Microcharger car. Now, before we actually get onto the racing in this video, I just wanted to get a little more in depth with the set so you guys know how to use it before, of course, you make a purchase or think about making a purchase. Now, right here, the remote is very, very easy in the hands, very light, not heavy. Right here we have the battery compartment. There is a screw that keeps the cap from falling off. You need 2 AAA batteries. The smaller ones, if you guys don't know, not the average size AA batteries, you need 2 AAA batteries. Now, you just noticed that before I opened to show you the screw, there is this cap on top of the remote. Now, this cap is very, very useful because it reveals these 2 little grooves at the top of the remote, which are used to help store your microcharger. Now, this microcharger can be stored in the remote. This does not charge it, keep in mind. This just stores it to make sure that you don't lose your microcharger. Very useful for on the go, of course, and keeping it safe. Now, once you take out your microcharger, right there, you'll notice that there are 2 more buttons at the very top of the remote. One's red and one's yellow. The yellow button on the top of the remote, you notice, opens a little gate, or I should say trigger, that allows the microcharger to come out. Now, where you charge the microcharger is actually inside of the remote. Now, once you get your microcharger inside of the, of course, remote, you want to hear that click to make sure that your microcharger is secured. And right here, the red button will start charging your microcharger. And if you listen carefully, you hear that the wheels of the microcharger are being revved up because the remote is charging up your microcharger. Now that's pretty much how you use your microcharger, and as you can of course hear, the wheels are getting revved up. So once you put your microcharger on the set, you click the trigger, the red gate right here in front of the remote will open, and it will allow your microcharger to of course come out of the remote. Now that's pretty much all the basics you need to know about the remote. So before we get onto the racing of the microcharger cars, I wanted to go over the basics of assembling the track. Now right here you'll notice that I've taken apart a track piece, and in the beginning of the video I showed you this arrowhead looking piece. Now what this arrowhead piece is it is a connector to of course connect all of the tracks together. Now this connector piece is actually very, very unique. I mean, it's very simple in the fact that of course you can slide the piece right into the slots underneath the track, but also because there is a little hole right at the top and bottom of the arrowhead. Now at the bottom of the track you'll notice there is a slot for the hole of course to be attached to. Now what this does is once you place the arrowhead inside, of course you can hear that secure click. You'll notice that the hole fits snug into the track and it's very difficult to remove. So right here, once I reassemble my track, it is sturdy and the pieces will not come off, which is very, very nice. So now that you guys know the basics of the microchargers set, I'm going to get right on to the racing. So before we actually get into the racing, I just wanted to mention a couple of other things to of course make sure that you guys know everything about the microchargers track before we actually start racing. So right here in the very beginning of the track, there is a small groove that allows you to place your remote on the inside so that when you release your car, it is a very easy slide. Over here on the track piece, there is a button that allows you to change the direction of where you want your microcharger to go. Personally, I like my microcharger to continue around the track. It looks a lot cooler. And then over here, we have a gate, of course, so that when your microcharger goes through, it can just continue around the gate, or the circle. So now that you guys have almost everything about this track, we're going to get right on into the racing. So now that you guys know most about the microchargers racing set, I'm actually going to get into the racing. Now just to let you guys know, they do go super fast, so they might flip over occasionally. Not every toy is perfect, but this one is still really cool. So they do flip over. All you have to do, bring them back, flip them back, and of course let them go around the track. So right here I have a microcharger getting ready to charge, revving up. And you guys, just to let you know, these don't take like an hour to charge, 30 minutes. It's like a 2-second charge and you're ready to ride. So now that I have my microcharger ready, I can release it. So right there, there's a bit of a flip, but if I continue to let it go, you'll notice that it does do better at least every other turn. So you guys get an idea, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get both of the microchargers revved up. So what I'm going to do is wait for this microcharger to, of course, die out, and the best thing to do with that is actually let it into the circle right here. Now that's kind of what I use it for. It's really cool, kind of dizzying if you think about it, but still, it's a very nice touch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to die out, and then I'm going to grab the blue microcharger and I'm going to both set them at the same time. So right here, we have both of our microchargers in the remote ready to go. And what I wanted to tell you guys is don't charge them for too long, because then too much speed builds up, and of course that's how they flip over, because they're going a little too fast. So what I recommend is to hold down the button for a couple of seconds and then to release. So we're going to charge it up in 3, 2, 1, go. So you guys notice they are still going really fast, but there are a lot less accidents, of course, going on with the microchargers. But, of course, they are race cars, and they get into a bit of an accident every now and then. But it's still very, very cool to watch them go. Now, you can tell when they have less energy, when they can no longer make the jump over here, or they're struggling to make the jump. That's when you can tell that they need to be charged again, which is very, very cool. So, right there you guys saw them race. It's a very cool set, and of course now we're going to go to the conclusion, or my opinion on the set. So now that you guys saw the cars in action, I'm just going to give a quick opinion on what I think. Already in the beginning of the video I said that it is a very cool toy, very fun to watch. So hopefully you guys got an idea of what the set actually looks like. So in my opinion, the only problem that I could really find, like not too big, guess you could make it like a minor problem, is that if you do charge them up for too long, they do go a little too fast, and they get, of course, knocked over, or when they try to make an extreme turn, like the one over here, they flip over. It's not a huge deal. I mean, like I said in the video, it's very, very easy to fix. All you have to do is give it a little less charge, and once you release it, they still go really fast, but they don't go too fast to the point where they just roll over. So in my opinion, very nice set. Also need to mention that it is customizable. If you guys remember in the video how I took apart the set, this allows you to, of course, mix and match. You don't necessarily have to put the set in this order. Of course, if you have more than one set, or you have extra pieces lying around, you can just attach them and, of course, make your own racetrack for your microchargers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please rate, subscribe, comment, and like usual, thank you for watching.